All right, thank you all for joining us. So we are back for our open practice day media press conferences for the 2024 Men's Volleyball National Championship, joined by head coach Mark Pavlik, and student athletes John Kerr and Will Coons of Penn State. We'll start with a statement from head coach Mark Pavlik and then open it up for questions. When you're ready, coach.
Oh, first of all, many thanks for Long Beach for taking on the task of hosting this thing. You guys are setting the record now because never before have we had 8 at one site. So good luck through the week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Your job might be tougher than mine this week. So great being here. I think this was a year where if you looked at where we ended last year and who we didn't have coming back, and it's just a testament to these guys, the 2 captains, and what they did with their team and how the team kept getting better and better throughout the year and got us to this point. I think right now I think we're all just really anxious just to get out and play the game and see where this takes us, because I don't remember a field that we've had that has been this tough over, probably in my career. So quarterfinal matches are all going to be fun to watch.
Teaching to win with the LA Times, Coach. Building off that, you mentioned the 8-team field for the first time. Just what does that mean, or what does that show about the growth of the sport specifically? And as someone who's been in it for a while, just how does that make you feel to be part of the next step?
It's so exciting right now when you look at what's going on at the grassroots level with the high schools and the clubs, and there are more and more boys that are finding out about this sport at a younger and younger age. And, what's going to happen when those boys who are finding out about it through their middle school teams, because now they have high school teams that are playing, and those high school coaches are trying to develop feeder programs, and club teams are popping up. And let's not forget their sisters that are playing club, and they've been drug off to who knows where for multiple day tournaments. And I think the future is very bright for men's volleyball. And I think we've got some people that are doing the right things and trying to grow the sport. We have great help from all over, not just from the volleyball end of things. It's exciting. I think the 8-team field is a great way to show the growth of the sport. And also, I don't think it's going to stop there. We go to 12. I'd love to see us at 16 at some point, where now our NCAA championship reflects that which the average fan, when they hear NCAA championships, they automatically think, well, there's a regional, and then you play into your championships. We get to 16, 12, 16, and we got 4 regionals around the country. That makes us just as viable as any other NCAA sport there is that does it the same way, because not a whole lot of sports do it the same way we do in the NCAA.
John, Will, Vinny Lopes here from Off the Block. Want to segue back a little bit to something Coach Mark Pavlik was talking about earlier, and that was your senior leadership. So take me through kind of the fall. What was the message that you had to the young players about kind of the standard that was expected, especially with losing so many players last season?
Just kind of reiterating what the guys before us have done, because we grew up 4 or 3 years with great leadership with all the guys that graduated before us. So really, what it was just what we came into.
Yeah, I'll add to that. One of the phrases that we adopted early in the season was progress over outcome. We knew that it was going to be a little bit of a learning curve from a leadership standpoint, and just from a team dynamic standpoint. And I think the guys have really done a good job with just knowing that we're going to get better. I think that we achieved that throughout the season thus far, for sure.
And then question for the panel. You look at this matchup, guys are going up against Hilaire Henno. Has there been anything that you've been able to do in practice this week and preparing for the match, just to kind of simulate some of the creativity of shots that he'll bring on the court tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I actually brought this topic up to Pav and Colin in our team meeting on Monday. And I said, we're going to see some things that we've never seen before this season. And I was saying, how what can we do to replicate that? And Coach Collins said, well, the short answer is that you can't replicate it. But we trust what we do. We got a little bit of blocking work, made sure we are going to stay disciplined, and yeah.
Everybody wants a head-on. Unfortunately, the store where you go and get them have been closed now for. So, but then that's the great thing about volleyball, right? There's nothing that they can do to stop us from going where we should be. They can't put throw a blocker across the line of scrimmage and knock Johnny off of his route. They can't do that. So we just got to react to what we think the highest percentage of occurrences is going to be, and play those tendencies, and then rely on athletic ability to cover the rest. And I think Irvine's the same way. So the beauty about having a net there.
You mentioned some of the leadership you lost, and you come in, you have maybe in some ways like an unproven roster. You want to find some things out. At what point in the season did you realize, like, okay, this team could be right here back in the NCAA tournament competing for a championship?
For me, we showed some great resilience after coming back from the First Point Challenge. Lost in 3 to Stanford, lost in 3 to UCLA. Then, while Ohio State was knocking off UCLA and USC, then we played our home and home against Ohio State, beat them both times, and you started to get a feeling of there's something here with this group. And I just think we just kept seeing them grow from there. And the way we've played the last 4 weeks.
Figure out, because I mean, I'm more of a kind of keep your head down and just work type of guy, and I think that was something that I had to kind of come out of my shell a little bit to kind of help lead with Coons. I mean, he was a great help this year with leading this team.
And question for both John and Will. You look at kind of the era that we're in, the transfer era, there's a lot of players where maybe they're not getting to play that first year, they're moving colleges. What was it about Penn State for both of you where it was, no, I'm staying here even if I'm maybe not getting that playing time right away?
Yeah, well, I mean, as a local guy, I had a bunch of family members that went to Penn State, and Penn State for me was always like the dream school. So that obviously helped. And I just think the culture that we have on our team at Penn State is just pretty special compared to other programs. And I think that our guys, the thing about us is that we're just genuinely friends, and we're genuinely so close. So even when you take volleyball out of that picture, you still have a lot of reason to just love Penn State. And, everybody can be disappointed at times with, their role on the team, but I think just coming back to that support system that you have is super important. So that's what it was for me.
Yeah, same thing. Culture, and then having the best coaching staff and like Jen James and everybody behind the scenes. It's really special what we have at Penn State.
And then Pav, I do want to ask you about the Sarah situation. You started with Schwab, went with Snyder, back to Schwab. What was it about Schwab late in the season that made you go with him?
Well, Schwabe was very physical. You looked at him through the fall. He had the better fall. And you knew at some point, I think it happens with every true freshman, the 2x4 of competitive reality smacks him across the bridge of the nose at some point during the season. And sometimes you got to back them up a little bit so they can get a better perspective of what they think they're dealing with versus the reality of, oh, all right, this isn't so bad. And to Luke's credit, he did a really good job in that interim, and we had an opportunity to see what Schroby could do right after that change during spring break, and Michael just did a great job with coming in, running our offense a little bit more efficiently, and he's kind of not let go of that. And then on top of that, his serving has gotten better, his blocking has gotten better. It'll be I'm curious to see how he handles tomorrow night and hopefully other, Thursday and Saturday. But Michael Schrob is a pretty special kid. I think he's got a very bright future in front of him.
And then just two lighter questions before we wrap up from me. It's media day, so you get a couple off the walls. Pav, I know you had an opportunity to experience Angel Stadium yesterday. Where does that rank in terms of, does it make your top 5 for best ballparks you've ever been to?
PNC is the best ballpark I've ever been to. Wrigley's up there. Then I think it did. I would say that it's probably number 4 or 5. Yeah, I've not been to Camden yet, so I think Colin and I and Mike Kraft were talking. I think I've hit about 12. So.
And then for the players, had my 6-year-old daughter come up with questions. So this is from Off the Block's junior reporter. She wants to know, what is your favorite amusement park, roller coaster, or ride that you've ever done?
Steel Phantom. Somebody had to ride it. Kennywood.
Is that the new one?
That's the Steeler one. Yeah.
Thunderbolt's good. Yeah, my favorite amusement park probably that I've been to would be Hershey Park. Been there a few times. I found that when I started to get a little bit taller, I found that I really didn't like roller coasters as much. But, I like the Skyrocket at Hershey.
Yeah, I would say Hershey too, but I haven't been there in a while, so I can't really remember the names of the roller coasters. But
Fahrenheit, the one that goes back in.
I don't think I did that one.
But yeah, no, same thing with Coons. Is I figured out that I can't fit into some roller coasters, so yeah.
One last thing for me. You guys are coming in on a great run, had a huge winning streak. How are you guys going to keep that momentum as you go into the tournament?
Yeah, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. Not really change it up. Just believe in ourselves.
Yeah, I was talking to some of the other guys, and last year it felt like we were at such a high level all year, and it felt like there was a little bit of pressure going into the tournament because we were considered maybe as one of the favorites. But this year it feels a little different. It feels like we've made a lot of progress throughout the season, and it feels like we're kind of peaking and we're building into the championship this year as opposed to last year. So I think that gives us some confidence.
All right. Thank you, guys. Good luck in the championship.